Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, episode 3, Tres, San, for the weebs out there. If you know, you know. Yeah, we made it. We made it to episode. Yeah, we made it to episode 3. So shout out to that. Want to thank everyone that's coming into the chat or watching on the VODs, on the YouTubes. We appreciate you. We love you. I mentioned in the first episode, the pilot episode, that this podcast will be a little bit different, a little bit unique in the sense that we're butt cheeks. We're not particularly good. We ain't gonna win no tournament. We ain't gonna win no Evo. But we are the foundation of the beautiful thing that's the FGC. We make these fighting games. All right. If it weren't for us, no one playing them. So
that's facts.
Yeah, no, 100%. So with this episode, I wanted to highlight, fighting games has its ups, but it definitely has its downs. So I want to focus on like the grind and the hardship of what it's like to get into fighting games. And to join me is my man's Tags Nicegator. I'll just call him Gabe throughout all this. And then we'll check out his government out there. So shout out to that. But I got Gabe here.
It is nice. It's nice. I like being here, and I like talking to you.
Yeah, I like talking to you too, man.
Fighting games, man. It's great.
Yeah, man. Fighting games, and that's what we're going to talk about. But as per, I like to keep this tradition. Anyone new to the podcast, I like to speak about their origin story, like how they got into the FGC, fighting games in general, whether you were playing stuff before, whatever the story is. I want to hear it. So talk to me about kind of how you got into the thing.
Well, I've been playing. Well, I mean, I've been messing around with fighting games ever since like I was like 4 years old, playing Tekken 3 on my PS1 and that. You know how it is. I think Tag 1 was like the second game I ever like bought for myself, which like where I could actually call it my game.
Mm-hmm.
But like I didn't know combos or anything. I basically just picked Jin, messed around like for hours in practice mode and that.
Yeah.
The first time I actually for real started getting into fighting games, I think I was 17 years old, 17 or 18. And I watched a video that basically was analyzing Evo Moment 37. And I don't know, I just kind of fell down the rabbit hole after that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Before I knew it, I was watching highlight videos, I was watching tournament clips. My friend Hassan, like, he brought around his copy of Street Fighter 5, and I spent like just so long trying to beat him. I just like picked Nash and I went into training mode for like 5 hours a day, just trying really hard. And this was like before I met like you guys at all. Like this is before I knew that you could like link specials from like normals. I didn't know you could like link specials into super.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard, man. It was.
And was
hard.
he doing all these things? Was he doing them, or was he kind of just like slapping buttons as well?
Like he's not great. Like he's never been great, but like he like knows the basics.
Yeah.
Like he knows the kind of stuff that like I should have known.
Right. Got it.
I did beat him eventually.
So you smoking now?
Oh yeah, free. Absolutely
free. The turnaround. That's what
I run circles around him now.
That's what you love to hear. The grind. That grind after grind. So like I said, so you beat your homeboy, your first rival.
Mm-hmm.
So was it only kind of after that point that you stumbled across the Bristol FGC?
The big like interaction I had with the FGC before even SMBF was that I went to Canada to see my family in the summer, and I didn't realize that they had like a huge scene there. Like they had like a kind of similar thing going on that we have like down here called Montreal Street Fighter. And so like they had weekly tournaments. I came down and I got acquainted with the FGC. And then when I came back home, like I started looking for the scene and I found you guys. And that brings us to now. That was nearly 2 years ago now.
Yo, you've been with us 2 years? Damn.
Well, I mean, I've been with you for like 1.5 years, but like that trip to Canada, yeah, it was almost 2 years ago now.
Damn, am I right in saying that your first Waistman weeklies was it the Christmas one? Was it around Christmas?
I don't. I think it was like late November, like maybe early December, late November. I think it was like the first time I came down.
Right. Okay.
The thing I'm really pissed off about with Canada though is that I left like I think a week after I think they were like doing DreamHack or something. Because it was in Montreal that I went to. Like there was some big tournament going on that I had to leave before like it happened.
Oh,
that bummed me out.
Yeah, bodied. Yeah, that would have been 6 to go to. But yeah, so you've been with us, a year and a half, 2 years ish. So you must have came through originally playing Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Hey, we've all been there, man. Hey, we've all yeah, don't feel bad, man. We've all been there. We've all been there. I was loving that game off in the beta, but then it all just went all downhill for me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So when did you make the move to Tekken? Because I, as an advert right now, I presume that the main game that you're playing is Tekken. So when did you come around for that change?
I started messing around with Tekken around the same time, like just a little bit after I started playing Street Fighter, because like I'd always messed around with Tekken like as a kid, and I thought, well, if I'm getting into fighting games, I might as well practice like the latest incarnation of this game that I like so much. But like when I seriously like started getting into it, I think it was like in January, February, before we went like the year we went to VSF, so last year. That was when like everyone really started getting into Tekken, and we started drifting away from Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, if everyone else is doing it, like I'll do it as well.
Yeah.
And I just kind of never stopped.
Yeah.
Tekken just fits my hands so much better than Street Fighter.
Yeah, and that's such an interesting to mention that a 3D fighter like kind of suits you better rather than 2D is super interesting to me, because obviously being previously a 2D fighting game player with Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5. I struggle originally when I first picked up when Tekken 7 first came out. I struggled a lot, especially with combos. I struggle with combos quite a bit, and especially movement. Like the movement, I could not get my head around for quite a while. I know others in the community, like I don't know, like Grievers and stuff. He got on it pretty quick.
Yeah.
The movement and the combos, he kind of just grasped it. But for me, it took a long time. So what about 3D fighters do you prefer, like over 2D fighters?
Simply put, it's slower. Like it's slower. It's easier for me. It's easier to manage.
Okay.
Like I don't like. My biggest problem with Street Fighter, I would say, has always been confirmation off of like counter hit or like just even hits in general. Yeah. But like with Tekken, there's not really any ambiguity as to whether something hits or not. Like obviously there are like some strings that like you have to commit to, but like I think it's generally like because it's so much slower, if you do get a good counter hit, it's so much easier to like get a combo off of it, which is why I don't die so much.
Yeah, I feel you.
As for the movement, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm the kind of guy who just makes do. I just make do with what I have, and I have no movement. You know this. I don't move.
I mean, that's the great thing, though. You don't move, but no one says you have to move, right?
Yeah.
Like we play because for those who don't know, obviously we do the I mean, if you don't know, I don't know how you don't know. We do the Waistman's Wi-Fi weeklies, and
damn, really? Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
I mean, tune in. I mean, and a few weeks ago, it wasn't like this Sunday, but the Sunday before, obviously it was PF4, and you was able to play. And I mentioned in commentary that in my opinion, no movement is movement. Like, especially in a game where the whole motto is movement. It's pretty unorthodox when you come up against a player who is just not moving, right? So I think that's just legit.
Because like go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say because with your style, it kind of bamboozles the opponent that's expecting all this movement, all these side steps, all these backdashes. It almost kind of messes around with spacing, right? But that's the way I see it. Maybe the whole thing is just BS, but that's what I see anyway. And that's all you play.
The way like Okay, so I don't know if you remember or if like you watched the stream or something, because I don't think you were there, but like there was one week like back when we like actually gathered locally
Mhm.
in person. There was one week where I got third place at Wasteman's, and
I think I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
I would consider that like the greatest Tekken I ever played in my life. And I'm not like I won't front. I was absolutely miserable that day. Like I was just not having a good time. And I realized like I'm trying to KBD, I'm trying to like sidestep and stuff. Like like you know how you have that like kind of Mexican standoff dance that you like do at full screen when you
Uh-huh.
don't know when you're waiting for someone to run in on you, or you don't know if you're gonna run in on them.
Mhm.
And eventually I just said, why am I trying to do all this movement when I can't? So I just started standing still. Because
Yeah.
also, like, when I run in as well, especially against players like Brad, who, like, they're just on it, I just
Yeah.
end up getting killed. Like, I run in and I die. So I just decided to stop moving. And when I fought TH Ali, the Dragunov player, he's friends with Yasuka, he just kept running into everything I was throwing out.
Mhm.
So since then, I've tried not to move as much.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's got to have their own style, I think. And I think if that's your style and it's proved to work, then I just roll with it, right? I mean, don't see
Yeah.
why not. So, as the title suggests for this podcast, I want to talk a little bit about the grind, about the hardships of fighting games, because the fighting games are kind of hard, and to get good, it's not like any other game because you have to take, you got to take L's after L's after L's, and not just like any old L's. I think with fighting games, it's a little bit worse because
Oh yeah.
not only do you lose, but there's instances where you get perfected. Some games are nice enough to give you a little message letting you know that you've lost, even though you already know that. You feel like you just need to know just in case.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than like, especially when you're playing Street Fighter Five. There's nothing worse than getting bodied by some laggy ass Ken and then just getting told that you lost. There's nothing worse.
You
Like,
lose.
literally, there's nothing worse. Nothing worse. So yeah. So fighting games come with its grind. Um, I wanted to ask you because you've been with us for a little while, and I've seen we've all seen you develop as a player. You started not be able to do a single combo. Um, just like everyone else started, because this is the thing, everyone starts the same way. This is the same for everyone.
Mm.
But in your case, we in the community, you came from kind of like day one, not really know what you were doing, to a point now where you're consistent. The combos are consistent. You have a game plan. You know what to do. You know what to do
I
when
mean,
there's
I
a
mean,
combo.
I mean, having a game plan, I wouldn't go that far, man.
I'm
I,
trying to hype you up here, man. I'm trying to hype you up. God, you know what? I take it back.
yeah.
This is all right. Okay, so so you're whack. But
There
no,
we go. There we go.
no,
It's facts.
no. But on the real, like you know a game plan. You know what you want to try and do. Because
Yeah.
for example, when you play Katarina, you're hitting down forward for a reason because you're trying to get a counter hit, right? You're doing the
Yeah.
1-1-2 string because you know that has plus frames, right? So you're doing things because you're within your hop
Everything.
kick. You're within your hop kick because you're doing it for a reason. You're doing it because it might clip someone, right? So
Mm.
you're doing it. You're anticipating their entrance towards you. So I want to get at how you got to that point, because when you're playing against people that are kind of like above your level, and we've all been there. I've been there many times. It it can be a struggle, and you can get hella salty, especially when it's like constantly. So I want to ask first, like, how many times have you been close to just packing it up?
Um, how many times have I been close to packing up?
Packing it up to say,
Uh,
like, look, fighting games are whack. Because I'll tell you, because I've not had that, I've not had it in a while, but when I was learning, I had it quite a lot. And especially when I got to a point where I thought I was okay. And then I went to VSF. I think the first time we went VSF was like a couple of years ago, and I just got washed 0-2 by like a king player. I got a king player and then like a bear player.
you
And I
hate
just
you hate to see it.
Yeah, and I was pissed after that. I was like, you know what, I'm just ass. I'm just not going to play this game. And this was after I won like the first Wastemans for the first Stadium Showdown for Tekken. And I thought I was actually all right, but then you end up getting washed, and this is like,
Dan, you come out to Birmingham with the team on your back. You just come off a tournament win. You just come off a
literally.
local tournament win. Oh man.
And then you just get cooked. So yeah, so have you got to that point often where you've thought, nah, this shit sucks, I'm out. Like I just can't be asked with. It's not worth it. Have you been in that mindset often,
Uh,
if any?
absolutely never.
Really?
Nope. Look. Have I ever wanted to quit? Like, yes, all the time. But have I ever like actually said to myself, "Nah, like I'm done"? Not once. I could never see myself giving up fighting games. They're too important to me. Like fighting games like mean so much to me that like a life without them is inconceivable.
That's
Like,
crazy. That's crazy. I do feel you on that part. I can't imagine. I've been so deep in it now for so long. Like I can't imagine
yeah,
myself not being
like you've
interested.
come this far. Like, how could you let it end now?
Hmm. And it's not even like an obligation thing. It's just like I think I will just keep playing.
Mm.
Like there's other games like I'll play like a single player game every now and again. I might play a bit of Call of Duty, a bit of Warzone. But right now, like if I'm on YouTube, I'm watching Tekken highlights,
Yeah,
or I'm watching Tekken streams. It's just constant like that. Like fighting games is just like it's just a huge part of my life at this point. I've been doing it for long, for super, super long. But I still find it interesting that despite that, there's not been moments where you thought, nah, just fuck this shit. Because I've seen you a few times, right? Where you've gone pretty salty after a loss. But
oh man, I get hella salty.
hell, I
God
mean,
damn.
and in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think salty's okay. I think it's way better to be salty um, over a loss than just like, GG's man, unlucky. There you go. Like that. I think that mentality is whack, in my opinion. I don't know about
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I think exactly the same thing. I mean, like, I'm not gonna deride someone for like giving the old GGs and that, but like,
Yeah,
could not be me. Couldn't be me.
no, literally could never be me. Yeah, sure. Yeah, like Groover said in the chat, salt shows passion. Salt shows. I think salt shows in some cases, not every case. I think salt shows that it might indicate that you're aware as to why you lost or you feel like you shouldn't have lost. So that means that you have some like faith in your ability, or that you know what happened. You're annoyed that it worked against you, but you have the awareness.
Yeah.
So I think
Like,
that's, and I think with those attributes that you're able to develop further in fighting games. And I think that's a good mentality to have. Having that fire, because you are going to get bodied a lot when you're a beginner when you're new to fighting games in general, or if the new games come out.
oh yeah, you'll get bodied all the time unless your name is like me. Like you will get bodied.
Yeah,
Like, and that is something that it's something that I accept, albeit begrudgingly, but I do accept it.
yeah, 100%, 100%. So since you've been amongst the community and you've kind of worked on getting good rather than just kind of slapping buttons for no reason. What's been your like main method of actually like getting good? Because obviously we got the internet has tons of resources, and you're also amongst the community too. What would you say like were the main ways of you actually getting better?
I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard to pin down what what like facilitated my growth as a player. Um, I think like I catch people as you've said. Like, I'm pretty unorthodox. I catch people off guard a lot, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact that I like to use everything a character has. Like, if there is one thing I'll do in training mode, like, you know how you have that training mode just before your matches in Tekken. Like,
Mhm.
I'll just like spend that time throwing out like every move I can think of without looking at the move list. Just like every like special string I can think of, like anything that can be used in a match, like anything that I can just pull out of the hat and like they won't expect it.
Yeah,
I think even just less than like getting good, like at like specific stuff is just like getting a general feel for everything that you possibly have. Because I like to think that like every single move a fighting game character has is on some degree useful.
oh yeah, for sure, 100%. 100%. And that links into a video that I watched earlier today. Because I wanted to get a few topics for the podcast and things like that, and I came across one of Corey Gaiman's videos,
Oh god, like,
and yeah, godlike video. Shout out to Corey Gaiman,
yeah, shout out.
always pumping out like good stuff. And it has a clip of a player, and he was talking about how when when there's a commonly known purpose for a move, he essentially just goes, screw that. I'm just gonna find that new tech, what people are talking about. I'm gonna find that. So yeah, this move's a good anti-air, but maybe this move's a good pressure tool as well.
Yeah, that's like the best thing.
Yeah,
just like taking a move which obviously has a very clear-cut purpose and just saying, nah, fuck that. Like something else. It's beautiful.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So that, I think it goes to show just how kind of godlike fighting games can be in that remark. Because like similar to like say for example like MOBAs, like MOBA. So I don't know if you play any MOBAs, but say like we'll go. Yeah, okay, yeah, say less. So for example, so say like League of Legends, you got your abilities. They have a distinct description of what they do.
Yeah.
Where it's a complete polar opposite with fighting games, because like they just give you the bare bones tools. Like here's a move in Tekken. Like here's a movement with their left leg.
Yeah,
that does that. The rest is up to you. Like I think that's the beauty of fighting games, and I think especially with some fighting games, and this is a problem that I have with 5. Problem with 5 is it feels like you play every character only one way.
Yeah.
Whereas like a Street Fighter 4, or maybe even Tekken, because Tekken's so free flow, you can have your own style. And that's another reason why fighting games are godlike as well. So for me, when it came to like learning to get good and like what resources do I use, I remember a video. This is a super old video when it was Mike Ross and Air. I'm not sure if you know. That's a proper name.
It's not a name I'm familiar with.
Yeah, so it's like an OG, really old OG Street Fighter 4 Ryu player. They do like a Ryu tutorial, and that was one of the first bit of resources that I remember getting into when starting a Street Fighter 4. And I feel like now in 2020, because we have so many resources, I think it can only make getting into fighting games that much easier. Having a community as well of players that have been playing for a while is super, super helpful.
Yeah,
super helpful.
It's like good advice and like tips are like practically unavoidable at this point. Like if you participate in the community at all, you're probably going to find somebody who has something good to say for you.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Only issue is the only issue there is when it comes to kind of learning fighting games is that sometimes people have like they want to have their own way of kind of learning fighting games. And when you're somebody that's been playing for a little while, you kind of struggle because you're in this weird kind of limbo. So you don't want to keep coaching them and pestering them like, oh, you got to do this, oh, you got to do that, because you want them to enjoy the fighting game. You want them to learn for themselves. But when you know that they're not learning like a right kind of way, or maybe when they're not learning at all, it's a hard one because you don't want to just like bombard them with just like advice that they're not even asking for. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, if you just did this, like right now, you're just kind of throwing out moves for no reason. Just do that for that reason. It's just like, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I think it's a situation that comes often when you have a new player in the community that's new to fighting games. And I think that's just a bit of stubbornness. You kind of gotta let go, unless you want to keep getting else. I think it's like one or the other. It's either you listen to the people around you that are happy to give you the advice, or you kind of just do your own thing, which is okay, but you're more likely to get waxed, like time and time again. So it's kind of up to the player.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, they'll get smart or they'll get dead. Like they'll either take the advice like and start to get good, or they get bodied so much that they have no choice but to take the advice.
Yeah,
because they have nowhere else to turn to.
Yeah.
And the latter is sad, but I mean, I think even I like on some level like felt that way.
Yeah, like, how many times have you seen in tournament when someone gets washed one game and someone behind them is trying to say, oh, this, and they're like, no, I got it. And how often do you see them just get washed the second game and it's just 2-0 into losers bracket?
I'm pretty sure you just described like half of my tournament career at Waistman. I'm pretty sure Brad could like attest to that as well.
literally. Because I mean, yeah, especially with Brad. Brad's shouting the advice like just throughout the whole venue. And like sometimes you just don't want to hear it. You're like, no,
I'll be like up one game, and like Brad will like spot me from the other side of the room, come over, and like I'll lose because he'll just tell me how I'm doing everything wrong.
Like, it's fine.
I
mean, in the moment, it just sounds like something you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
In reality, it's just like, yeah, I should listen though, I think. Right. But it's part of the learning process, learning comes with the ups. Learning comes
It's not that deep.
learning comes with the L's, and it is what it is. So what I do have another question like in mind I wanted to ask you is when it comes to like getting good at something, obviously there's like stages, right? So normally there's like what, five stages. So normally there's like beginner, like advanced beginner,
Competency, yeah.
Proficiency, and an expert, right?
Yeah.
Where would you put yourself in that? In your opinion?
I would say competency. I know enough to know how little I know.
Yeah, that's facts. I put myself in the same.
Yeah, I suck, but like I know I suck at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Is that having that wherewithal, to know like why you lost to a thing?
Yeah, it's like what was it? Like I was chatting with Maisie like it was like a couple of months ago at this point. Like Maisie like absolutely cooked me in tournament. Like he sent me. I think he knocked me out at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And like I started talking to him like why was all of this happening? And he said it's because you're getting better. Like you understand the game now, so you understand that you shouldn't be doing the things that like worse you would have done, and they would have worked.
Yeah.
And like me getting better has like invited losses because now I have like more respect. I'm more careful now.
Yeah, for sure. It's like when have you read Daigo's book? Have you got Daigo's book?
I have not. I was gonna get it at VSF, but then I found out it was like £30. So
It's very good. I can't remember when I went. I can't remember when I got mine. I think I got mine super early. I think someone hooked me up with a copy early on.
I mean, if you want to send me that copy, I'll read that in like a week. Get it back to you.
I mean, my thing's in Sunderland, but like if I ever come down with it, I'll let you have.
Poggers.
But in the book, it talks about how Daigo doesn't play to win. He just plays to learn. Like he says, tournaments are just a playground to just learn, essentially. And he just says winning is essentially just the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your labor, essentially.
Yeah.
And I think that's so right. And I think especially when you reach like the competency stage and you kind of know, that's when you have to make that step to get off of ranked, to get and to get into practice mode. And I think that's where you reach that competency. I think you can reach competency super quick.
Yeah.
Because it's all about having the wearable, right? But it's just like that, to get to the point of proficiency and expertise. That's when like the good shit happens, where you start kind of making your own ideas, making your own game plans and shit like that, and winning Evo. So what do you need to do, Gabe, to get to that next steps? You say you're at competency, and I agree. What do you think you would have to do to get to like that next stage?
To get to like proficiency.
To get to proficiency.
I don't know. I've got a character, so like playing as the character practically, like getting all of their stuff down, execution, combos, all that, optimization, that's fine. I think now it's just like game plan, and in actual matches, just how it's composure in matches that I need to work on. Like I will become a better fighting game player when I just learn how to act.
Yeah. So
like
what do you
learning how to fight people?
Right. Okay, I'm with you. So are you talking about like is it more? Do you think you struggle more with kind of matchups or knowledge in matchups with characters, or is it even just like a matchup with people that you think you struggle with, and that's what's kind of stopping you from getting to the next point?
I say it's kind of both, although the latter is like one that it's one that I'm working on now. I'm starting to see the people I fight against as people. Like everyone has their own strategies and like they're like little ticks and caveats. Like no two Walkerfam players are like the same, which I've like learned a lot from fighting them lately. But yeah, obviously matchups are super important, and like, you know, when I win the lottery and I have all the time in the world, I'll grind every single matchup in the game. Yeah, I think that's just what I need to focus on. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's in the moment.
yeah. I mean, no, I think it's super good that you have something in mind and you have like you got your kind of targets in mind, things that it's down to that competency and having that where it's all good. Now for me, because I've been playing for a while, and I think it's a hard one. I definitely think that I've like fully like is stagnated a word? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I fully have, and I think it's more because like
The word I'd use probably is plateau. I think that's what
plateau. That's the one.
at.
Yeah. I've definitely plateaued. I think I don't know what it is. I feel like for me, how I would get better is just more time grinding because obviously I don't remotely spend as much time grinding, and I think it's because like I hate ranked in fighting games is just normally like annoying for me. I feel like I'm past that, and I'd much rather play it offline. But obviously, with the current predicament,
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, obviously that's not possible right now. It's not like I'm going to play with my mum or anything. She'd body me. But yeah, I think for me, it's just like putting in that grind, and I think a main thing for me as well is that I choke like all the time.
Oh man,
I choke. Like I always get super nervous when it comes to tournament, even if it's a little one. Even I've been entering these Wi-Fi tournaments, and like I'd be playing on stream, and I'll start like getting nervous. I start shaking and stuff. I get dead ass nervous. And I'm just watching myself get nervous. And I'm just thinking, bro, it's an online tournament. Like, why are you getting nervous? Yeah, like, and I think that's just I don't know how to get over it. I don't know what like pro players do. I'm not sure if they get the same. I don't know like how they deal with it. But for me, I just super struggle with it. The only time it gets better is when if I like win the first game, then I'm fine. But if I lose, but from the start, and if I lose, then like I'm struggling. Like I'll choke it up. My hands are shaking. I'll miss inputs, and then it's like GGs, and that's what I'll get super frustrated at.
I
But
think
like,
for me, like it just doesn't change at all for me. Like I could be like up one game, like final, like no round, like final round, and like I'll still be panicking. Like I will still be super nervous.
Yeah.
Because like
I play with the nervous thing for sure.
what can go wrong will. Like that's how I always see it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think I need to take like a tip from like what Tiger said in this book and just play. Don't play to win. I think it's when you play to win that like you start getting uptight and you start like making mistakes that you don't normally do. So maybe I think it's just a mindset thing for sure. A definitely mindset thing. So if you don't mind like letting us know, I think this will be like an interesting thing that I did want to ask. Because obviously along with learning fighting games comes a lot of soul. What would you say is your saltiest moment?
My absolute saltiest moment.
Saltiest moment that you've had so far?
I couldn't even begin to like tell you what the my saltiest. I mean, I couldn't pick. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like a moment where I've gotten really salty in general. I don't know. My body is like covered in like scars from like, and that's like probably the purest essence of like salt like possible. Because like I get like when I blues, when I get salty, I get super mad, and I don't know how to handle it. So I have less than healthy coping mechanisms for it. But if we're talking like in tournament, I think anytime I've lost to Yazka, like for like first round of the tournament, if I lose to Yazka, because it's always 2-0, that's when I get mad salty. Like because Yazka knows how to play just right, that he like bodies me every time, and he has fun doing it too. Like he knows just what to do. Like he has a complete read on me. So like losing to him feels like the worst because like I know that he's like been playing me the whole time.
Yeah.
Like which to his credit, like Yaska's like super, like he's good at the game. Like I'm not demonizing him for that at all. Like fair fucks to him.
Yeah. Just I mean I feel that. I see in the chat here we got some salty moments. If anyone's got salty moments in the chat, put it down. I'll give it a mention.
Your salty moments.
I want to hear all your salty moments. So I got shouts to Badger running things in the back. I remember this. God, this was.
Wait, Badger walked out on a Waistman?
Yeah. Not only did he walk out, but he ran over Max. my man dead ass. Like this was when we were all playing. We were playing Tekken 7 early. This is like early when it first came out, and we're all playing. And he was playing Wiz, who played Yoshimitsu.
Yeah,
I think he was playing Yoshimitsu, and he beat him. Wiz beat Badger. Kind of popped off a little bit. He played Leo. Oh, Leo. Oh, okay, fair enough. But like he lost. Like Badger lost, and my man just got up, yeeted his chair. Max was standing. Max was sitting real close. Max was sitting real close to him. Just yeeted Max, and then just like stormed out. That shit was hilarious. That shit was so funny. Who else was there? Great eyes. So wait, Brad walked out as well. I didn't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Like walked out with weeklies and missing one. Was that Sodium? Was that Sodium? I want to say that was Sodium. But I can't quite remember. But but let us know your salty moments. There's been like a few salty moments back in the day. We've had Pat. Shout out to Joel, who dropped. He say dropped, but he definitely threw his stick.
You're gonna have to give me like just the FGC history, like the Waistman history of
So Joel or Mo24, he's on Twitch as well. So follow the man stream.
Sure.
He I think it was him against Xerxes. Do you know Xerxes? He comes every now and again.
Nah.
No. All right, fair enough. But I remember this is old school Street Fighter 4, and he was playing Xerxes, I think, and he lost. And my man just yeeted that. That stick got thrown. I don't care what he said. That man threw that stick.
We got like Sanford Kelly versus like Rico Suave level stick throwing.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard, but like it just so happened that he lost, and all of a sudden his stick hit the ground. I'm calling that a chuck. That's just way too convenient. I'm definitely calling that a chuck.
Frame perfect stick throw.
Yeah, 100%. There is another instance where like at Sodium, Pro Fluke walked out. He's like an Alpha player from the UK when we used to run Street Fighter.
Like this Sodium just went.
No, this is ages ago. This is a while ago as well. Right. My man lost to some guy in it might have been grand finals or winners finals. He walked out. I'm not sure if he even came back to get his winnings. I don't even remember. The man got second place. So he got some money. I don't even know if he even took it. I don't even know if he picked it up. For me, my saltiest moment. I think my saltiest moment was definitely a hype spotting.
Go on, tell us about hype spotting.
All right, I was upset. All right, so like I said, the topic. This is relevant topic of discussion. Unforgiving grinder fighting games. It comes with its salty moments. My saltiest moment was a hype spotting. Right, we arrived at hype spotting. It's Paul's day. I was feeling confident because I was playing these people. I was like waxing people in casuals with my Karen. And I was like, you know what? Look, I'm feeling good today. Wasn't feeling nervous at all.
That's how it starts.
and I played my first game. I think I win my first game. I can't remember for the life of me who put me into losers. I can't actually remember. But I got put into losers by someone. I can't remember. And I come up against this Nikali. Now he takes the first game, and I'm like, all right, cool, fair. And then I'm about to lose the second game and get eliminated. I'm on like a pixel of life. He goes for a command grab. I backdash in the corner into super, and I get my game back. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got momentum. And then the third game, my man was just jumping. My man just kept jumping. I might have been throughout the whole set. My man just kept jumping. I couldn't deal with it. I tried dealing with it with Crouching Fierce. Just got clapped every time. Just wasn't working. And obviously, if I had meter, I would sometimes use meter to anti-air. But like once I'm out of meter, my man just kept jumping, and he just washed me by jumping.
I got jumped to death.
I got jumped to death, and I was so mad at the way that I lost. I'm pretty sure I didn't shake his hand. I think I just got up. And I went away. I went away from everyone because obviously the full squad came to hype spotting. I just went away from everyone, and I was just on my own for at least an hour and a half because I was so mad. I was so mad. I've never been that furious.
It's so crazy hearing like all these salt stories from like from back in the day, obviously, like because like I know you guys now, and like I just can't see like hardly any of y'all getting salty, like ever. I could never see Badger getting salty. Like it's crazy.
Oh, I mean that's the thing. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I think that's what shocked everyone as well. You don't really expect it from Badger, but like the fact that it just happened. I'm not sure if it was like built up over like the day. I'm not sure if like he got bodied into losers for some reason, for some like bullshit reason or something. But yeah, the way him getting salty was actually hilarious. It was super funny. It was super funny. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can't think of any.
You know what's a real treat. Oh hey, so that I do remember. Like that I'll never forget just how mad Ez was at VSF. After I think he got put out of the tournament by Nina, and I think that was like if he like won that match against Nina, he was like in top 64.
Yeah, I think so.
And I just remember the whole day after that, he was just bitching about how like raggo Nina was. Like, why can't you play a real character, bro? Like, just play a normal character, man. Like, it was beautiful because like I didn't understand like Tekken that well back then. Like that was when I just started getting into it.
Yeah, because he was playing Free Fire.
Yeah, like I didn't even enter Tekken.
Yeah.
And like months later, like I started like going online and fighting Ninas, and like it all just came back to me suddenly. Just all the times that I'd heard Ez like complain about Nina, I just thought my man was right. My man was on some shit. Like he was right.
Yeah, he was close to winning that too. Like he was close because it was a close set, but like could have had Mans in top 64. Could have had Mans in top 64.
Can't have shit in Birmingham.
Shout outs to Brandy. I don't know that video. I never did see that video. Brandy versus Ez. And then like I don't think we saw from Brandy ever again, right? Or I think he came back. I'm not sure. But anyway, the moral of the story is it's okay to be salty. Salty is fine. Salty is great. Salty is entertaining. Because obviously it's like on one end of the spectrum you got like pop-offs, and then you just got salt.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that salt compilations like exist. Like
exactly.
we love watching people get mad.
We love the salt. And and to be honest, the community's been hella salty in general recently as well, with the whole like Tekken in a weird place and like crazy patches. I mean, the recent patches people seemed okay with. The one that came out today. Or yesterday. But yeah, shout outs to Salt. Drango got salty too, VSF.
Oh my god, whenever Drango gets salty, it's like it's such a treat because like he's otherwise like the most serene, like gentle person I know, but then just as soon as he doesn't, but like when he gets salty, he doesn't get aggressive and mad like I do. Like he just gets like dead silent and cold.
Yeah,
I respect it.
I mean, the man plays Eddie, so tough shit.
Which means he deserves it. He doesn't deserve it. I love you, Drango. It's all right.
Yeah, shout out to Drango, but like
shout out to Drango.
Yeah, it does play Eddie though, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I play Katarina, so like nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, we recently got a salty ass moment as well, courtesy of Nicegator. I almost forgot.
My god!
Made Janus delete his game. Made Janus uninstall the game. How are we gonna not talk about that? Yeah, that was hilarious. It made it to highlight. It made it to a highlight clip.
Man! Shout out to Bloomshot FGC. Godlike.
Yeah. I watch that shit all the time. Yeah, talk to us about what happened, man. Talk to us about that.
Me and Janus have like got a lot of history playing online, especially like. Because like we live pretty close, so like we like talk to each other quite a lot. Misstep as well. Like me, Misstep, and Janus, we all live like super close to each other. So like instead of like hanging out like in person like normal people, we just play online. But like if you ask Janus, like he'll tell you like the dozens of times that like him and Sam have like just like busted a gut like listening to me like rage in lobby. But like. It goes double for Janus as well. I know how to make Janus mad. Like for like Janus, like if you listen to this back, I'm sorry, but like you don't block Snake Edge. You can't block Snake Edge. So like So like sometimes I'll just go for it. But like conversely, he knows that I can't block Snake Edge either. And so in that like final moment, when I throw out the rage art and he goes for Snake Edge, like I'm not gonna lie, that shit would have hit me free, absolutely. But like I was out of range, I hit the rage art, and he must have been like, I'm assuming that he was so sure it was gonna work. He was so sure that I wouldn't throw out the rage art that like just like seeing it happen, man.
The whiff punish though, the clean whiff punish,
clean whiff punish.
The thing is, that is like such a good like highlight of like your development in fighting games. So you've gone from just slapping buttons for no reason to clean whiff punishing into one frame in syncing. And
you're giving me way too much credit right now.
I had a good time commentating your match.
You know my man. You know my man. Like just before I hit with the rage out, my man hit me with an orbital. Like you know he should have won that set. Like if he would have hit that, I guarantee like my left lung. Like if it was offline, he would have hit that combo and I would have lost. Free. Like that was pure online cheese.
I mean, the man dropped his combo.
You want to talk about development in fighting games? Like I've just been working on my online cheese. That's the secret to getting good at Tekken. Online cheese. But
I mean, cheese is real. The spaghetti tech is real, man. But to be honest, yeah, why is he even hell sweeping? Why is he even Snake Edge in there? To be honest,
because he knows it would have worked. And it would have. If it was in range, it would have worked. Fact.
But it didn't work though. It would have, but it didn't. So like, man, just uninstalled the game. I don't know if is he reinstalled it yet.
He's reinstalled the game.
Yeah. Shout out to Janus. No, we love Janus. Shout out to Janus.
Oh man, when Janus wins a tournament, he starts popping off. It's beautiful. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, shout out to Janus. I don't know why he picked. The thing is, though, you fully tilted him because you hit him with the unblockable the round before, like the game before. You hit him with that unblockable, and me and Drango on the mic, we were saying once, as soon as that hit, and we saw Brian, and we're like, he's done. Yeah, he's done. He's done. That man was on tilt. His Brian's not nearly as good as his Mishimas. Not nearly as good. His Mishimas are godlike. But yeah, then he went Brian, and we're like, he's done. He's done.
Yeah.
And it happens, it happens.
It does happen.
It happens. We've all been there, and that's the beauty of fighting games. And the beauty is, despite all that, you just go again next week. It's just another week.
That's another week. That's
the beauty of it. I'm looking at. I'm so sorry about this Corona thing, man, because I was so looking forward to going to the lanes and playing. So.
Yeah, right.
But because the coronavirus thing is real. It's rough, man. But I'm looking forward to the salty moments. I'm looking forward to grinding. To be honest, I'm just looking forward to another Street Fighter. To be honest, 3D games are just like not proper me.
I mean, like I'll play the fuck out of a new Street Fighter. Like,
yeah,
like I'll suck at it all the while, but I'll still play it.
Yeah, I'll play. I mean, I do like Tekken. The thing is, I'm quite comfortable in like where I'm at in terms of skill level at Tekken. I know how to play. I can win a couple of games here and there. But yeah, so I'm content. I think the game's just a bit like it's all this legacy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play in the game for like this many years to know like all the matchups. There's too many characters in this game. Way too many characters.
Oh yeah, definitely way too many.
Like even if I want to learn a matchup, each character has 100 moves, and like it's just like I think that's like a big issue with the game. I'm not sure how many like pro players there are where they've like started on this game. I think there are some. But
I don't know if Sonic Fox keeps on doing things, then like
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I want to say Super Akuma's quite like not like a super old player. Like he's quite recent, but I might be wrong though. But he's obviously he's like super solid player. But yeah, man, like the game's got like better moves, better character, way too many characters. I think like if a new Street Fighter comes, that I will grind that hard. I will try to be really good at that, really good, because I do love me some Street Fighter, and Street Fighter 5's ass.
I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see it 100%.
Capcom just need to release Street Fighter 4 too. Like, that's what we need.
Street Fighter 42. Let me get that. I mean, shout out Street Fighter 4. Shouts to winning Waistman Week. Shouts to winning Waistman's Wi-Fi weeklies. Street Fighter 4. I played that in my mind. Not gonna. But nah, shouts to fighting games. Like you said earlier, fighting games. Like I can't go about it now. I'm gonna be playing like I remember. I'm looking forward to when I have my son. I'm gonna give him the sticks. I'm like, look, boy, you can't be asked to Street Fighter, or you ain't my son.
Yeah.
I look forward to grind forcing him to grind.
No son of mine would have dropped that combo. That's all I'm saying.
Straight facts. Straight facts. But I think that's about it. I think we'll call it here. If it is roughly an hour.
Yeah. Sounds alright.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming through. Sharing your salty moments.
Yeah. Shout out to the stream.
Shout out to the stream. It's only that letting us know about the certain moments that you can release the soul and start over. So shout out everyone in the chat. Shout outs to everyone watching it on the YouTubes. And yeah, well, same time, same place. Next week. Keep us check us out on Twitter, all that good stuff. We'll let you know what the topics are on. We've got a tournament on Sundays. Come through and engage with the team. It's always hype. We've always got some hype moments with these Wi-Fi tournaments. We've always got some kind of moments with these Wi-Fi tournaments, and that's what's hilarious. So I'm sure there'll be some next week as well. We'll see you then.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time out to do the thing. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys later.
I'll see you later, baby.
Yeah, in a bit.